Hello guys, and welcome back to Subnautica. I am Aiden from Row Gaming, and today is going to be back to basics. So, yeah, I did a whole ton of Subnautica stuff, but I didn't really tell you guys what's going on. So, I am going to let you know what goes on from the very beginning of this little seat when you get out. Now, there's quite a few things in here, and it won't immediately look like this because you have to use the welder to repair a few things. But you'll get the gist. Starting from the closest here is the medical kit fabricator. Now this is a very nice addition that makes your life much easier because once you build it, or in this case once you just find it, all you do is left mouse button to open, take it left mouse button and it'll close again and give you a first aid kit, which will restore like, I don't know, it's like 50% or something. And yeah, that's really good, especially if you're playing on survival or hardcore or something like that. It's fantastic. Status doesn't really mean much right now. It just basically tells you if you fixed the escape pod here or not. The main power, these are just self-charging power cells, I guess. I don't know, just a way for the game to be able to run this or whatever. And I don't know. You get 75 power though. That's because that's 325. And that means something because you have this fabricator over here. Now, like it says, using left mouse button, you'll be brought up with this GUI, and it is fully physically I don't know what that's called, but yeah, it will change. And there's 4 tabs: resources, sustenance, personal, and deployables. Now the smallest of these is deployables, where you'll have just quite obviously deployables. Stuff that I've never used, like those two. Stuff that I rarely use, like the waterproof locker. But the beacon and the sea glide are 2 very important things. Beacon will allow you to remember where your bases are. Actually, no, not have to remember where your bases are. Sea glide is like the first fast transportation system before you get your sea moth, which it will add another little blip in here to make the vehicle fabricator. Now moving on here to the personal. You got equipment and tools. Or equipment basically is just where you produce your O2 tanks, fins, your suits, first aid kit if for some reason you decide to make it. Fire extinguisher to go the Aurora, rebreather, which it's more important than you think because at deeper altitudes, 75 does not mean 75 seconds.
Caution.
It's a little more...
Mild dehydration detected. Fluid intake recommended.
Okay. But yeah, the 75 doesn't exactly mean seconds. The deeper you go, it's just an arbitrary amount of time. And because that's what happens in real life, your body doesn't use oxygen to properly, I don't know exactly, I'm not going to pretend to know. Then there's tools, which that's basically everything you need. Scanner, first thing you're going to make. Welder, second thing you kind of want to make. Survival knife, third thing you kind of want to make. Never really make the flashlight, because you can get a flashlight on the Sea Glide. Where's that? Tools. Dive reel, not so useful. These are just a few things. But habitat builder and laser cutter, 2 more things you're going to want. And you'll know what all this means looking around and seeing me use them. But water, here you have filtered water and disinfected water. I will go back to that in a second. You have cooked food and cured food. And since I have a peeper right now, I guess I'll go ahead and just cook it and show you what happens. You click it, makes it, uses the resource. Alright, that's cool enough, isn't it? Cured will do the same thing as cooking, except it takes away water instead of adding water, but it will never go bad. Now if you press tab, actually, sorry, you'll pull up your inventory, and from here I'll be able to eat my cooked peeper, which you see will gives you 5 H2O, whereas this one is -2. And now the rest of the things that happen here are just some titanium and quartz, and those can be seen from the resources tab. Always break down the titanium, but the rest of this, just leave it in the base components until you need to craft one of these. Alright, same goes for advanced materials. These don't need much of explanation, because I know uranium is just going to be for a reactor. These are for other more advanced things you will rarely ever use. Electronics, you use them often. Don't build too many batteries or power cells, because once you get the radiation suit, you'll be able to go near the Aurora, and there will be tons of these in boxes. Just saying. Telling you that right now. Alright, now that we're past that, we can go on to this open storage container. And if you left click on it, you can see there's some things. I placed this stuff in here. I crafted quite a bit of it. But it kind of gives you with 2 nutrient blocks or something like that, or 1. And 2 waters, and some stuff. And I have a battery in here. It's charge of 0. It means I ran out of this one right here. And just some other things. flare. So I'll throw a flare here. Set it to number 5 to show y'all. Oh, it already did set itself. Okay. Now, there's 2 ways to get out. You can either go to the floor, you can go up here. You can see, oh, that's so cool. There's the burnt aurora. Here's all like that. Dive right in. Funny joke. And you're presented here with the wilderness. Or the underwaterness. The submarine environment. Alright. But anyways, here's a quick little habitat I put together. I don't have the circular building yet. Or the blueprint for it. But as you can see, it mainly comprises of, first off, one of these foundations. So you can actually start building. And then start with some modules. But now, at this moment in time, they update it to the fact that if you have no power, you will no longer be able to generate or regenerate oxygen within.
Welcome aboard,
You
Captain.
see? Oh wait. Oh, there's still stored power. I am so dumb. But yeah. You just want some solar panels. 2 or 3 should be more than enough. But basically, the more you have, the more power storage you have. Not only generation, but at nighttime, you won't be able to generate power. And so each one adds an extra 50 of power storage. I don't know what the units are. So just 50. 50 power. Put this right here. Actually, you know what? Cooler. Oh my god, why do I keep pressing the wrong button? Break that down. Go ahead and put it here. And right now what I'm doing is, like it says, deconstruct this queue.
Detected. Seek fluid intake immediately.
And then if you right click, you'll be able to bring up this panel. Left click on whatever.
Emergency. 10 seconds of oxygen
And then just left click and
remaining.
hold left click. Whew, that was a close call. Okay. Now you can see I am desperately low on water. So there's a few things I could do. One of the easiest would be to go around to one of these, bring out my knife, and then just right click. And now pick up a common coral sample. And then, oh wait, first this is a secondary way. If you get one of those fish, you go up, just press left click. But the other thing you're gonna need for the 2 types of water is some salt. And that's these little deposits here. And you can see the real difference using the Power Glide or the Sea Glide versus using this. And I don't think I've made any fins yet, so you can see how slow you start out to swim. And you know what? Yeah. So going back to my escape pod, I can go in here in the fabricator, and I could do first part of the water is I'm gonna need to make some bleach. Now this isn't used for many things. I think it's only really used for yeah, the first aid kit and water. Now if you see, there's a main difference is the disinfected is 12 ounces, whereas the filter is only 6. So making the disinfected is a little bit more of a chore since you have to find common coral, which is common, so it's not too much, but salt as well. But it does give you twice as much as the 40 versus 20.
Vital signs
And there we go.
stabilizing.
Look at that. And I could put that there. 100. Get out the bottom now. And I am fully well done. Well done. Just like that fish. It was well done. Put some more. Now, until you get the multi-purpose room, which is the circular room, you kind of want to just spam on these solar panels. Because there's many things in the base that use power. Whereas on the thing, your escape pod, you only have the fabricator, which uses 5 every time you make something. But it's also self-charging, so you don't let it matter. Now this, you could have the fabricators. See, let's just open up this. Appliances. You have, fabricator. I guess the medical kit uses it. I'm not too sure. But then there's many other things like the moon pool, which you could use to dock your prawn or your Sea Glide, your battery charger, your power cell charger, a whole ton of other late game stuff or mid game stuff that has power use. And you see now I have 200 with about 1 every second and a half of generation. So that should last me a long while. And the way you'd really build something is just like those. You'd go to a component. Let's see. Just do a 90-degree glass turn, and then another 90-degree glass turn. So that would mean 4 glass, which would also mean, let's just pick up some salt, a lot of quartz. Now, I already have no quartz on me, so I'm going to need to find all the quartz. Some right here. Now, I believe it takes 2 quartz per glass, so that would be, if I need 4, that'd be 8 quartz total. And at first, it starts out as a very common thing. A lot of quartz everywhere, but as you... Egg. Nice. But as you start to gather all the quartz within swimming distance of your base, it starts to get more thin. As well as everything else, you know, just whole material depletion. Yeah, it seems to be a problem in the mid-game, but it's easily solved in late game by the Cyclops, which is basically just a movable base. And using the Cyclops to move between your bases or park it as like an intermediary is very useful.
Emergency. 10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, we can see if I come up here. Now, the reason I'm not building up the fabricator in my, what's it called? My base quite yet is simply just the fact that I have one here and I don't really have any storage, and the only storage I do have is in here. So there's no real reason to spend the resources to build that up. If you just left click, you can see. And now I have a pretty cool, homey, easily visible base, which I can look all around and observe the cool wildlife. Now, next thing I'm definitely wanting to make is a spare battery, since I'm going to be using a lot of this and it drains quickly. Now, for a battery, you're going to need 2 acid mushrooms, which are very, very, very common, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But you're also going to need, not this, I just need some more water. You're also going to need to find some copper. Now, copper can be a bit more rare, because it's only really found in chunks. And you can't tell if the chunk is going to produce copper or not. It might produce gold like that one did, which... Oh! Okay. Some silver, that's useful for making computer chips.
Caution. 30 seconds of oxygen
oh my god,
remaining.
There's a lot of silver. I've never found that many ever. Okay. And that many in one spot over here. Turn it off just to conserve some power. Get another fish. There we go. But I definitely need to find that copper, because that is the last component in making batteries. Now, like I said, you don't want to make too many of these, because you could recharge them later, and you find them readily available around the Aurora. Yeah. Sorry, my dog's being kind of annoying back there. Oh my god, I can't believe I cannot find any. Let's see. Let's see, there. Yeah, I'm using up all my juice just looking for this thing. Hey, that's kind of funny, I'm just wasting my battery looking for battery. Ooh, depths over here, that's pretty nice. Oh, but not nice if I'm running out of water.
Emergency. 10 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Alright, so I only have 9% of power left, which really sucks. Because that means I'll have less time to explore down here. But since I am equipped with my good old scanner, I am easily able to go around and scan whatever and whenever I find a blueprint. I guess that'd be the only reason to have a flashlight is because it runs out of battery less often. Ooh. looks like a scannable object. No, it's not. Okay.
Caution. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
Dang. See, like I said, it's, you know, down deeper, it doesn't really matter too much about the time because it's just going to run out anyway.
Emergency. 10 seconds.
Now,
of
whenever it
oxygen
runs out,
remaining.
I don't know why I mean, normally people would be able to survive easily like another 30 seconds after they run out of oxygen, but it gives you about 5 to 7 seconds. So, but the only problem is you won't be able to see. So if you're like frantically swimming to the surface and it goes black, don't worry, just keep pressing W. You're not dead yet. Just refill my oxygen before I go down there. So just... Alright, let's check this place out. I see a little rock right there. That should be sufficient. Hopefully it produces copper. Ah, no copper. This isn't very fruitful venture. Oh wait, what is that? So the reason I'm picking up all these creature eggs is once you get the multi-purpose room and the ability to make the alien containment, or aka the large aquarium, you can place the eggs in there, eggs will hatch, and you could use them in the biogenerator. Which usually I would have found by now, but I'm kind of trying to exhibit stuff to you, so I'm not doing much exploring. Alright. Oh, copper, finally. Finally, some good old copper. I could go and make another battery to replace the battery I wasted looking for one battery. Which probably means I need to make this venture to find at least a little bit more copper. There we go. That's 2 batteries now. Oh, lead, I can make the radiation protection suit. But we have 2 more slots. Oh, way more than 2 more slots. Alright. After this, I think I'll do some more exploring. And that will be another episode. But first, I want to show you some nice electronics. Battery 1. Nice. Here, just so one. Battery 2. Nice. You go here. Oh no! Power's at 0%. Hold on. Let me actually make it at 0%. Actually, no. I can use that as a quick flashlight. It says 0, but it's not actually dead yet. What you can do is you press R. You can open up this battery. You won't be able to do anything with the mouse. See, I'm trying to move now. You got to use WASD. And you can see I have unload battery, which if I hit enter, or no, E. Nope. Or is it just left click? Yeah, by left click, it will just unload the battery. Now it says exchange power source. So now I can pick between 0 or the 200s. Left mouse click again. And bam, I refill that. And that will work for anything that says power. So you can change that out. And so if you're really running low for power, you could take out of your scanner or your habitat builder or whatever you have on you. But yeah, that's about it for today. I will see you guys next time on Subnautica.